Inventor is a 3D modeling program that you can use to create 2D drawings from, and also animations that show how parts in an assembly might work together or fit together. So you can do some prototyping as well. Let's get stuck straight in so that we can see some of the concepts that are involved with using Inventor in the beginning anyway. So we have our new button here, so we click on it. All of your Inventor files are based on templates. So these are the different types of assembly templates. These are the different types of drawing templates to create 2D drawings. And these are the sheet metal components, standard parts and standard metric parts, which is what we want. So we'll just double click it and it will create a blank file called part 2. Quickly around the user interface, there's menus up the top here. There is the workspace here. There is the browser panel here. Browser panel allows you to navigate your way through various components if you want to change them, and shows you what the parts and features are that you have in your design. So let's get started then. So at the heart of all your parts are sketches. So let's click on this sketch here button. These axes will come up and you'll choose the axis depending on which view you want to draw your object from. So for instance, if you were designing something from a top view, you would choose this plane here. If you're designing it from a front view, you might choose this plane here. Side view, this one here. I'm going to do this one. So we've clicked on it, which is nice. Draw a circle. Okay. So as you can see, it's telling me the size of the circle here. You can put the numbers straight in yourself if you want, so let's make that 40. The commands keep running in Inventor until you tell it to stop. So unlike AutoCAD, where you have to end the command, say I was drawing a circle, I'd draw the first one, hit enter to end it, and then hit enter or C for circle to draw the next one. That doesn't happen with Inventor. It just keeps running. So we'll just draw another circle here, and we'll tick that and click there. See, it still wants to draw more circles. Right click and say OK to accept the parts of the sketch that you've done so far. All good. Inventor is geometry driven as opposed to dimensionally driven, which basically means that if you type D on your keyboard and then mouse over the perimeter of this circle, drag out, click, only one click, it will select the size for you so that you can change it. So I'm going to make this 30. Right, so let's say we wanted to take this sketch and turn it into a tube, a 3-dimensional tube. We're going to click Finish Sketch, zoom out a little bit. The mouse wheel zooms out. I'm going to choose Extrude, select the profile, and then extrude it to the size that we want. So you can also do that by typing in values as well. So it's 25, and then say OK. So mouse wheel pressed in, middle mouse button as some people call it, allows you to pan the scene. Shift and middle mouse button rotates the camera around the object. Doesn't turn the object itself, it rotates around the object. Okay. So we're going to modify this. So I mentioned about the browser bar here. Let's say we wanted this to be, the wall on this tube to be thicker. We can hit the plus sign and double click where it says sketch. Double click 30, and maybe let's make that 25. So it's changed here. Finish the sketch, and it adapts the drawing to the new size. Okay, so I want to put some holes around the edge here. So we'll click on Start 2D Sketch. Click on the face that you want to sketch on. Choose Circle. Use the drawing aids to get the circle, or the circle for the hole in the right spot. Say there. Right click. General dimension. 5, let's make that one. Okay, we can also dimension in order to place this somewhere. So, actually we could, but I'm just going to drag it. Like so. Finish the sketch. Go to the extrusion button. Okay, so it defaults to try and create more geometry or join on to existing geometry, but I want it to cut through it. So I'm going to put it on cut. And I want it to cut all the way through, so I'm going to choose all and then say OK. So let's cut the hole there. Now I want 6 of them. So there are 2 ways of doing this, creating these like 6 holes or however many you want in a circular pattern. You can either do it at the sketch level, which would be here. So I could do this here and then go circular pattern, pick the geometry, pick the axis perhaps, and then it will create the 6 more of these sketches. But this is actually not a good way to work. It is far better to, let's go out of the sketch. It is far better to create the circular pattern at the modeling, at the features stage. So let's do that. So we've got features, we want the rotation axis, which is here. And we'll say, we've got 6, which is fine. I'll say OK. So, what if we wanted to go back and say make this part here longer, a longer sort of tube? We can go back to extrusion 1, right click it, choose edit feature, and make it longer. So hit the tick. So it made it longer, but because we chose all for the holes, they still go, like for the whole distance, they still go all the way through. Okay, that will do for now, I think. Yep, so you should open up your Inventor and have a bit of a play with it and see what you can come up with. Oh, one word of caution though, with your sketches, they need to be closed. Okay, if you have a sketch which is open, then it will fail. It won't extrude. Also, if your sketch self-intersects. So if I had this sort of idea and I wanted to extrude that, it won't work because of this overlap here. Similarly, if I have a sketch like this one here, because it's open here and here, it won't extrude as a solid. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, until next time.